All right, so let me ask you about one then, because I actually have to be honest. I'm looking for a physical copy that it's at a reasonable price, and then I kind of bounce back and forth on what I want to do. Because Ninja Turtles: Last Ronin, did you get a physical copy? Have you read it? What are your thoughts?
I was never a big Ninja Turtles fan.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Yep.
liked the first couple of black and white comics, but not enough to like that whole fantasy animal explosion that happened in what, the
Yep.
late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
Do you remember Yojimbo, the rabbit who
Yeah.
kills,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
or
with you.
I just
Yeah.
never. It's funny, like because I played RPGs a lot back then, and there was a whole like animal explosion of RPGs, and I was like, these things are flooding the market, like, and then and the only one that's going to last, I tell people, is going to be the Ninja Turtles game because they have fanatics for that franchise, you know.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think they did well. Just if any of you are curious about the Ninja Turtles, and I just did a very cursory Last Ronin thing because someone loaned me their physical copy, and I did enjoy it so much. And I will say one of the things that really struck me, Matt, was that when they did a certain element of the flashbacks, they were doing the old black and white style of art. So they were really trying to
Yeah,
connect it to their lore. They were very, very much into their fan service in a very appropriate way.
yeah.
But I was trying to gauge what has been a good story that you've gone out and got a trade for. That's the one that I
Oh,
know I have on my radar screen.
oh,
I'm
okay, yeah.
actually gonna,
So,
I'm gonna actually go to some of the local shops here. I may not get to it this week after all, but soon to just peruse some of the Spawnverse stuff to make sure I get physical copies of some of the stuff. I'm actually enjoying it that much. It's like
I'll give you
1990s comics all over again.
the Neil Gaiman books. I started reading them for trades. They're hard to get. The you know how Lucifer, Sandman books he published like okay, so obviously you know about Sandman and Lucifer from back in the day, right?
Of
Um,
course.
then they did the crappy reboot in the early like 2014 era, like which had no involvement from Gaiman, and then Gaiman came in like 2018 or so and did the Sandman universe books, right? If you, uh, so I've read the Lucifer. I read all of Lucifer except for the last one in trade paperback. I picked those up. They're kind of expensive to get.
Is it like
Sometimes.
Nightmare Country and stuff? Or
Uh,
isn't
I have
there a I'd have to look it up. Okay. I really haven't read any of those. I know about them. I've seen them, but
yeah.
I've not read any of those. So okay,
So
that's cool.
I mean, the Lucifer series was good and in line with the original Lucifer series from circa 1990s,
Hey
and,
Jace.
and not the bad one from like the 2014 when they tried to make him a DC Comics villain. You know, um, so obviously I have I mean I have all I told you before, also Superman is my favorite thing in comics ever. So I have that in original issues, but also have a trade of it laying around when I want to reread it, so I don't have to dig out my original issues.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
I have the Crow stuff. I just bought it. Is it anywhere around? I could show it to you. It was on sale. This like super hardcover. Where did I put it? Um, I might have it right behind me.
Okay.
I have books everywhere, like book, comic. They all. I was like, if you look, if I pan my camera, I'm surrounded by books. Is it in here?
So I'm going to set this up while he's looking for it. Thanks for all of you guys being here and hanging out with us. It's just been really cool to try to catch up on some stuff in between. Again, just remember a week from tomorrow will be my Star Wars Day, kind of a stream fest. Basically, I'm going to start early in the morning. I have streams and videos, pre-recorded videos, premieres, reviews, all sorts of stuff. Encouraging everyone to kind of like tap in and grab hold of the positive elements of Star Wars. Star Wars Day shouldn't just be a gimmick day for corporations to sell us products that have a stamp on them or whatever. It should be a day we can really honor an IP that kind of changed the landscape on so many things, whether it be comics and cards, sci-fi. I mean, so many of these creators were inspired by it all. So that's kind of the point of that day. It's not to get into modern politics of where the company is or what they've done. It's to focus on the stuff that we do love. And some of the folks that are in and have been here in chat, whether it be Jace, Padawannabe, or doing records with me to kind of help give you some interesting content for that day. So with that, I have another story, which I'm just trying to catch up on some stuff. These will be clips.
Okay,
This
so
is,
it's in a box I can't get to right now, but I'll
yep.
link and show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Where's the share link thing? Is that add source in this one or share screen?
No, it's the share screen. So it's the one that's got like a little screen with an up arrow in it.
Okay, let me put it in its own window then. The Crow. There we go. So that's the special edition hardcover of the Crow. The original, I mean, the Crow comics is set up like every series or graphic novel is a standalone being sent back by the Crow. That's how the mechanic works to keep it
Yep.
simple. So this is the special edition of the first series that the first movie was based on, and it includes hardcover. It includes content that was like work he did that was edited out of the original comic issue, so to speak.
Hmm.
And I got it. I bought it maybe a year ago because the $24. That's a great read for someone who's never read The Crow. That's a great. If the original would be expensive as heck to get.
Yeah, I actually did a video just on the first appearance of Crow, which is in the Caliber Presents #1, which is probably one of the most. First off, good luck finding it, and then two, if you want an actual nice copy, it's extremely difficult to find. But yeah, no, Jace, we're with you. Amazing comic books, amazing movie, just at all levels. So that's a great recommend on that book, and yeah, that's a good stuff. And if it's got like some of that early material in a hardback, so it won't get ruined, and you can really enjoy it and that kind of stuff, that's
it's
really
a
pretty
very
cool.
well put together book there, so to speak. The one I linked.
Sure.
And it drives me crazy because I had it next to me. I read a bunch and then I put it in one of my storage containers, like right to my left here somewhere. And then I must have put that one back in the pile. That's what I must have did.
Okay. Very cool. No, there's been a lot of graphic novels done for Crow. So yeah, if you can get one that's in hardback and you can get something that you can actually handle and manage and be able to navigate like that, because I really want to go back and do maybe like the first big story arc for Crow and kind of give people a little idea. And I guess I would.
Well, that's this. This is
Yeah.
the one from the first movie, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that first introduction is only like 7 pages or something like that. They
Eric
were
Draven. Eric
Draven. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, just so good. And that movie adaptation is just classic.
Yeah, and as not so good as the sequels were, although I think the third one was okay, just not great. They at least fit the original concept where it was a different crow character sent back. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I agree.
Not the mistake they're doing with the sequel that they're trying to remake, trying to put together. We're just going to remake the original movie and then try to have a series of movies based on Eric Draven.
And the irony is Ernie Hudson's alive, so there's no reason that you shouldn't just use him as your connective tissue to. I went through this with this other guy named Eric Draven. There's it's not even difficult to try to do that. Like it's so lazy to not do that.
So was the little girl. She was a connective tissue from the first couple movies, and I think the actress is still alive.
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do it right. That thing has been wrapped up in rumored and movie problems.
Well, supposedly Obar is involved now on his own. Obar, I should say, is involved now directly.
Yeah.
So I guess he wants to see it done one more time before he dies.
Only one movie. The others are nothing to me. Yes, I understand, Jace. I'm with. I tried to watch the second one because we did a talk hard on the first Crow movie last year, and tried to watch the second one. I didn't get very far. I didn't go on to the third one. I just needed a break. I just couldn't do it. So
I'm not saying you should go watch the third one, but I thought it was okay. Like if the third one had been the second one, it would have been a good sequel type of thing.
Okay.
It's like Highlander. If they never did Highlander 2 and they just did Highlander 3, we'd be like, it's an okay sequel. It's like
that's a good point. Highlander 2, man. Highlander 2, I actually point to as usually one of my things I do when I'm trying to illustrate how dumb scientists are, because the premise of the movie is, of course, let's do this and block out the sun was the solution in Highlander 2. It's just so retarded, and we have scientists that propose things that are so retarded. I always refer to them as like, that's Highlander 2 stupid. Like it's one of these scientific solutions that are just so dumb. Like, you obviously have not thought that through. No, that's Highlander 2 dumb. So yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's good. And for $25, roughly $25 to $30 after shipping, you can land yourself a nice hard copy version of the first group of Crow stories. Is freaking amazing. That's awesome.
That's right now. That's a right now link. So it's just $25 like right now.
Yeah. And you probably can shop around, keep looking for other stuff, but brand new, $25, $36 out of the door. That's good stuff.
Another great source for books, by the way, I've been finding out. If I could find. Okay, so go on eBay, for example, and search for the book you want. And what's happening is, as copies are sold out of either libraries or people like real libraries or people's house, you'll get full size hardback books for that are in great shape for like $7. You
Mhm.
know, and I'm trying not to give Amazon as much original money as I can because of Rings of Prime. You know,
Yeah, well, I don't. I've dipped out of Amazon because of the stuff that happened before with social media and stuff. So I'm kind of out of the Amazon thing. But I will more than happy to use them as my price point to know what the going market is, because I think it's pretty close to the market. Usually not radically different, but then and a lot of times it's just like I just wasn't aware. I wasn't aware of that version of that hardback or something like that.
yeah,
So it's like, oh, let me put a pin in that and keep an eye out for it. So
yeah.
Bobby's saying something. Was there 6 sequels? Ed Furlong had one. I don't
I
remember.
thought there were 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know there's a lot. I know they've been trying to get them off the ground. It's been in the works for a long, long time. So, heard a lot of fun stories. I knew about Bruce and Brandon Lee. A lot of fun stuff. Interesting. Yeah. No, there's a lot of stories. A lot of stories with all that kind of stuff for sure. So, Jay
Okay, so
says
the
there's
Crow
4
franchise.
movies.
There are 5 There are four. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
4
uh,
movies and the one in development.
yeah,
Yeah, there's one
and
and a TV series.
Wicked Prayer, the fourth one is horrible. It's like it's 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 almost as bad as Highlander 2. Put it that way.
Yeah. Right? And I'm not playing no